All right, so we're looking at question number 40. We want to know what is the value of x in the solution of this equation. There's actually a couple of questions, a couple of ways that we can handle this. But honestly, we're talking about test-taking strategies. So in terms of test-taking strategies, I'm going to use my calculator to solve this. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to clear my prior function, and I'm going to put that function in there. So 5x squared. I'm going to put minus. Make sure you're using this minus for when it's when you're saying subtraction, because that's saying 5x squared subtract 36x. Okay, you're going to use this x or that minus, and then we're going to plus 36. And I'm going to go to second graph. And the reason I'm going to go to second graph is I'm going to look at the x value. Now, when we're saying what the solution for an equation is, when we're looking at the solution, that's when y is equal to 0. So I notice right off the bat, one of my zeros of the graph, one of my solutions of the graph is 6, 0. That means x is equal to 6. Okay, well, that's not one of my solutions on the graph. So I want to look and find another 0. Now, remember, you have symmetric pairs when I'm looking at this. So I want to try to find my symmetric pairs. I'm going this way. I don't see any that way, so let's go the other way. I'm having trouble finding them quickly, trying to find my symmetric pairs. So the easiest way for here, since I'm having a little issue finding the symmetric pairs, I'm going to go to graph, and I got to change my window because it's back from when I changed this. I'm going to do the default, which is negative 10, 10, and then negative 10 and 10. That's the default. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, I can see both of my intercepts there. They're both positive intercepts. Now they're going to be even integers, so let's go back and go to look at our table. So I'm going to go up. So that means they're positive x values. So or let's see. Oh, there's one. 6, 0 is the one that we found there. And then we know that's going to be 1. That means another one. That's kind of weird that it's not giving me the other one. Okay, let's just do this. So we're going to graph it, and we're going to do second trace. Now, notice we have value 0, minimum, maximum. So I'm going to go to 0. And if you notice, it says left bound. So I'm trying to go to where I see my little mouse, which I'm not seeing. There it is. Oops. Oop, I went the wrong way. Okay, you see how that little spider now that's on my screen? Okay, I want to make sure that it's on the one side of the graph. So I'm going to do that side, and then I'm going to move it to the other side of the axis and then hit enter. And then I'm going to tell it to guess. And that gives me 1.20. 1.2 and 0. That is that answer right there. Let's double check and make sure that they don't want the other one as well. So I'm going to go to second trace and go to the 0 of the graph. I'm going to go to the other side. Come on. There we go. Now I'm going to go here and hit enter. Then I'm going to go to the other side and hit enter. Enter one more time. And that gives me 6, 0. That's the other graph that we had. The reason we couldn't find the other 0 of that graph is because it was right in it was a fraction. That's basically a fraction as a decimal. So those are our 2 zeros of the graph. Another way that you could solve this is through using a quadratic equation formula, or you could use slip and slide. Okay, those are 2 other ways. I'll do you can review those in another, so review slip and slide and review quadratic formula. Okay, number 41. All right, we are given the parts of an exponential function. Now I end here and it continues off into infinity, positive infinity because that's an arrow. Which inequality best represents the domain? The domain are the x values. So that's this value here all the way to really onto infinity to the right because of that arrow. So that means every value of x has to be larger than, so that means x is greater than or equal to -2, which is our answer choice A. And we could have eliminated B and we could have eliminated D because those are range. That's the range, okay? Number 42, what is the solution to this? We're looking for the value of M. So I'm going to distribute, I can divide by 4 or divide by negative. I'm going to get rid of that negative there. So this becomes 6M plus 8 is equal to -4 times 17 minus M. I'm going to distribute that -4 now. This is going to become -6M plus 8 is equal to -4 times 17, it gives me 68, then +4M. I'm now going to move the 4 over with the 6. So 6 minus 4 gives me 2M. I'm going to subtract 4M to both sides. That becomes 2M plus 8 is equal to -68. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. That gives me 2M is equal to 68 plus 8 gives me -76. We're going to divide by 2. That gives me M is equal to, 38. So -38 is our answer. Question number 43. Which of these is equivalent to this? Now, all of our answer choices are in standard form. So that means here, I need to go ahead and distribute and or simplify. Okay, notice that inside the parentheses is a perfect square. So I need to say 3 times x plus 2 times x plus 2 plus 7. So I'm going to do x times x, which gives me x squared, x times 2, which gives me plus 2x. This is going to be plus 2x again, plus 4. Don't forget my times 3, plus 7. I need to combine like terms. This gives me 3x squared. These two become 4x. So 3 times 4 becomes plus 12x. And then 3 times 4 becomes plus 12. And then that's plus 7. Here, let me dial back. I'm going to go ahead and simplify inside the parentheses first. So this becomes 3 times x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 7. I combine those two like terms. Now I'm going to distribute that 3. So that becomes 3x squared plus 12x plus 12 plus 7. 12 plus 7 gives me 19. So this becomes 3x squared plus 12x plus 19, which is our answer choice B. On this question, you really kind of have to take it all the way out. This is a higher thinking question. All right, which table shows y as a function of x? That means I want to look to make sure that the x value doesn't repeat. F, x value repeats. H, we've got 1, 3, 7, 4. That looks really good. Number G, we've got -6, -1, -1. That eliminates it. Number J, we've got -9, -2, 0, 0. That eliminates it. So by default and by understanding the x doesn't repeat, H has to be the answer. Number 45, what is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through this point and is parallel? Parallel means same slope represented by this function. So I'm going to use 1.2. My slope needs to be 1.2. B is eliminated. D is eliminated. They have -1.2. It's 1.2. I'm going to use that point. That is not your y-intercept. That is your x-intercept. So I need to do some calculations here. I'm going to use point slope form. So y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, we're going to use 5, 0. So it's going to be y minus 0. So that's going to be y is equal to 1.2 times x minus 5. I need to distribute that 1.2 so that it becomes y is equal to 1.2x minus 5 times 1.2 gives me 6, which is our answer choice A. Now you could have eliminated it once. You could eliminate it without even calculating that by understanding that your answer would have been negative, or your y-intercept would have been negative at that point, and then pick that answer choice there. 46, we have the graph of the quadratic function. which of the statements represent this? So we have the x-intercept located at -3, 0. This is true. The coordinates of the y-intercept are 0, 9. This is also true. The axis of symmetry is at -3. This is also true. Your axis of symmetry goes through the vertex. So 1, 2, and 3 are all true. Number 47, I will continue that in the next video. I will see you then.